Right. Day 7 is here. Welcome to day 7. Welcome to day 7 of our build series. If this is the first time that you're coming across the stream, the context for this stream is we decided to be building AI enabled products, and we take an idea and build it in 1 week. So we started a series last week, and last week we built out a project around French learning app, an immersive French learning app. This week we started yesterday, so yesterday was day 6, and we started off with no idea. In yesterday's stream, we figured out what idea we wanted to build, and we after coming up with an idea, we now decided on what are the functionalities that we want this product that we're going to build to have. That's basically what we did on yesterday's stream. So today we're going to continue from where we left off yesterday. The goal of the stream is to show how anyone at all can take an idea to a product and even make it available for use by others, and how you think through this, how you make decisions. That is essentially what we're doing whilst building these things. So welcome if this is your first time watching the stream, and it's being streamed on YouTube, X, and Facebook. So feel free to follow up with the previous episodes if you want to find out any specific detail that we have covered before. All right. So yesterday's idea, we started off yesterday from page 4, and the app that I'm using here is actually one app that I built for the purposes of how I learn. When I'm learning, I like to write out things, and instead of having to write in my physical notebook, which is somewhat limiting, I like to learn in a digital notebook. I still get to write, and I can type if I wanted. It is more like a regular notebook that you can use. So I built this because of my own way of learning, and that's essentially why we are even doing this thing. So that if you learn how to build these, you would be able to build solutions for yourself. And if you watch some of the previous episodes, I talk about some how you start with a problem, or why it matters for you to start with a problem that you have when you're building a solution. So in today's stream, our goal is to continue our solution that we're building. So let me walk you through what we arrived at yesterday so we can continue from there. Yesterday, we decided that we'll tackle the problem of scholarship application. That applying for scholarships can take longer time, and scholarship application is the theme that we chose for our problem. However, what we're building might equally be applicable to, say, you are doing jobs application or anything where you have to search the internet for information to be able to do. So the principles underlying the build is what is really necessary in this stream, not just the product. So my goal is not necessarily to build a product that I'm going to sell to people, but showing you the thinking through how you come up with the product idea, how you evolve an idea, a problem that you have discovered that you want to build a solution for into a working solution that people want to use. So we thought through it and we said, whatever we do, we want to have the ability for our solution to be able to autonomously search the internet. It should be able to search the internet on its own. For that reason, we need what we call AI agents. So we have to build some sort of agent. That is what we need to build. And I try to explain the difference between the AI agents and the chatbots like ChatGPT, Claude. All right. We went ahead to design the product in the sense that we went ahead to plan out everything it should be, and we agree that we want to have multiple agents, or we want to architect it in such a way that there are multiple stages in a linear pipeline. So we have an agent, if we want to call it that way. We have an agent that will scout the internet. It will search the internet for scholarships. Once it gets it, we have another that would take any scholarship that has been gotten and compare it against our profile. Then we, after it compares it against our profile, it would give it a score. That score, we're going to check that score against a certain threshold. And once we have that score checked against the threshold, if it is greater than the threshold, it means that, all right, this is a scholarship we want to apply to. If we agree that we want to apply to a scholarship, then we have the prep agent. The prep agent would take the scholarships requirement and help us prepare or find a list of all the requirements we want to understand. Am I supposed to write an essay for this scholarship? What exactly am I supposed to do? And how do I ensure that I win the scholarship? So that would be the role of the prep agent. Then we have the draft agent. All right, this stopped working. Oh, okay. It's not writing. Once we know what we are supposed to be preparing, we'll have a draft agent. The draft agent will help us draft the document. So say we were supposed to write an essay or a personal statement, that particular document will be drafted by the draft agent. Then after we've gotten a draft, we'll have an appraisal agent that would critically review what this wrote and provide some suggestions how to improve it. Then finally, we can have the editor agent take in the feedback from the appraiser agent and create for us the final draft that then comes to us, the human, to review. So that is the structure or the architecture of the solution that we're thinking about. I know that it has a lot of steps, but then this is so that it does the right thing. I mean, we could say, hey, let's build just one agent that does all of it. And sometimes it becomes difficult, especially if it loses context. And when you separate functionality like that, you can focus on making each step so good, like focusing on auditing each step. At any point in time there is a failure point, you'd be able to identify where is my solution failing, so that I go in there and I improve on just that part. building this solution, I don't think it would be that easy, but anyway, we're using AI tools to do it. So if we are able to explain exactly what we want in a way that the AI agent doesn't get confused about, it would be able to help us build the solution irrespective of how complex it is. So once we had the idea, we wanted to come up with what we call a PRD, which is a product requirement document. So we started off in ChatGPT trying to design what that PRD is. Okay, all right. So in ChatGPT, this is what it looks like now. This is what a PRD looks like. So the product requirement document, product name is scholarship application co-pilot, and it says the purpose is build a personal AI powered system that discovers relevant scholarships, evaluates eligibility and fit, prepares application requirements, generates critiques, and refines application materials. The goals for this is reduce scholarship search time by 70%, reduce application drafting time by or greater than 60%, and reduce increase application quality, which will be measured via the appraisal scores. Then a non-goals, multi-user, SaaS, fully autonomous submission. These are things we are not doing. Real-time collaborative, complex multi-agent planning systems. If we had all the time in the world, let's say this was an actual startup that we're trying to build, then it would be totally fine for us to build this. Like consider the multi-user, fully autonomous, all of those. But in our challenge that we're doing, it's basically for a week, and we will not be able to build all of these in a week. So we need to be able to scope the product to the barest minimum that we can build in the space of the week. And this is actually, this sort of constraint is actually essential when you're building a startup or a product. Most times we think about all the possible features that we can build and end up spending years or months, several months building a solution. And the unfortunate part is we end up building a solution that nobody wants. So, to be able to get through something, especially if you're thinking about building a solution that will go to market for people to use, you need to focus primarily on what the smallest version of that solution is. We call it a minimum viable product that would be useful for others. Then build that as fast as you can. Once you have that built out, you release it, get feedback, refine, then based on demand, you can add on features. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing. The other thing I like to do, ideally, you need to go through everything and make sure you've read it and you're ready to implement this. But the other thing that I like to do most times is to take the plan from ChatGPT and get it reviewed by Claude. But we can equally do it in our coding model if we have Claude in there. So today, last week's build, we use Cursor. Today, I want us to try using Anti-Gravity, which is a product by Google. If you do not know about it, Anti-Gravity, and with a free account, Google gives you generous AI usage that you can use. So feel free to go to antigravity.google and download it from there. That's what we're going to try using today. I love using anti-gravity. In fact, it has become my primary IDE or code editor that I use every single day. So I highly recommend that, especially if you are looking to explore using AI to build things. And if you don't have money yet and wondering, I mean, because you don't have money, you can't build, you can't pay for the subscriptions of these tools. I highly recommend that you go get anti-gravity. All right, let's get started by pulling up anti-gravity. Okay, so let's open a new window of anti-gravity and we'll create a new folder. All right, I think I have a folder called side projects. Okay, and you see there are so many side projects. Oh my goodness. This is even after I've deleted so many of them. Let's call this the scholarships co-pilot. Scholarship co-pilot. Then open this. All right. So usually when I create a directory like this, the next thing I do is to create a subdirectory called docs. So here, click this new folder and call it docs. Then inside this, let's say drafts prd.md. Then I'll paste what ChatGPT gave us into it. So just have to copy this and paste it in here. Make sure I clean this up, the SSS from ChatGPT, clean that up. Oh, ChatGPT had an open question for us. I didn't see that. Okay, so the open question, if you're not aware, the .md that I wrote stands for Markdown. That is basically, if you want a file format that is easy for the AI to really consume content from, using Markdown is the best. And most of these AI writes their outputs in Markdown. So you see, when I copied the from ChatGPT, it's already structured in Markdown. And if you preview it, you see it. I'll show you how to preview it. But let's read the open questions from ChatGPT. It says, "What is your fit score threshold?" Yeah, let's say our answer is greater than 70%. Do you want multiple essay styles or one canonical voice? Let's do multiple essay styles. Multiple essay styles. Should a system prioritize fewer high quality applications or broader coverage? Yeah, fewer high quality applications. Okay, yep. So, the AI in anti-gravity was just suggesting things for me, and that's basically what I've accepted. If we want to preview this, usually it is Control Shift V. This is the actual preview. So the AI, the content that ChatGPT provided had been formatted such that we could see it nicely when we preview it like that. The next thing we're going to do in anti-gravity, this is where you have the chat and you have various models that you can use. Oh my goodness. I've exhausted my Gemini Pro. This resets 7th May. So that's like 2 days away from now. All right, no worries. We'll use the Flash. So if you have Gemini, sometimes, especially if you are actively using it for several projects, you end up exhausting it. But I think the free version is pretty generous. Even Cursor, haven't used the free version in a long while, but I know that Cursor also has a very generous free version. So definitely give it a try. All right, now I would bring in the file. So I'm referencing the file by typing the @. Then the name of the file is draft.prd. So I say that here is a plan of what I intend to build. Kindly review it thoroughly and identify any gaps and propose recommendations to make this better. So I'd say usually you want to give it a role. So as a senior product manager, okay, then I want to our constraints are that we need to build this in 1 week. So let's ensure not to over bloat it, and let's aim for an optimized user experience, explainability, and what else? Maybe repeatability or something. But all right, let's do an explainability. Okay, I'll add reliability and reliability. That will be our focus for building it. We want to make sure that the output of our solution is explainable. We want to make sure that this solution we're building is reliable when others are using it. Okay, for authentication, we can use beta auth with credential login, and we can use resend for emails, but we don't necessarily. Okay, let me leave it like that. Resend for emails, that's fine. Let it review it. So there are certain things that I'm cutting out just so that we can get it done faster. Oh, there was one other thing I was thinking about. Instead of letting all 7 agents run at one go, we can let the user choose whether to run in one go or stop at each step for the user to review and probably provide some feedback before they continue the next step. But let me see. It says, I have thoroughly reviewed this from the perspective of a senior product manager. Your plan is technically ambitious and well structured, but to hit the 1 week deadline while ensuring reliability and explainability, I've proposed a few strategic adjustments. The key recommendations are: one, pipeline consolidation. The refiner agents managing 8 distinct agentic steps is a high risk approach for a 7-day build. I recommend merging the appraiser and editor agent into a single refiner agent. This reduces latency and simplifies the state management in your database. Two, the missing context gap. Scholarships often ask for specific anecdotes, like example, a time you failed. If this isn't in your static JSON profile, the AI will either hallucinate or sound generic. I've added a user interview step after the prep agent to prompt you for these specific details before drafting starts. I like that. So after it has done the review, it stops and asks you several questions that you want to answer to. Then once you provided the answers, it goes ahead to do or draft the solution. That's good. Explainability via source mapping. To ensure zero fabricated claims, I propose storing references for every generated paragraph. In the UI, you should be able to hover over a sentence and see exactly which achievement or experience from your profile it was derived from. Authentication. Using beta auth with credential login is perfect. I recommend using recent, not just for auth emails, but for daily scout digests, bringing you back to the app whenever the vessel crown finds a high match scholarship. Okay, I think from what it is proposing, I wouldn't even add this, but I love the idea. It'll usually write a detailed implementation plan. This is the implementation plan that's written. So you can go through and read it to understand exactly what it's saying. This document provides a critical review of the draft for the scholarship application co-pilot. Given the 1 week build constraint, the focus is on streamlining the architecture while maximizing the core value. High quality, reliable application drafts. Then pipeline consolidation. So I propose merging the appraiser and editor agent into a single refinement step. Managing 8 sequential LLM cores introduce significant latency and more points of failure for a 1 week build. Human in the loop. Drafting often, yeah. So I'd say I agree with your suggestions, but the will it be better if we have the human in the loop for multiple steps instead of just one of the steps? Would we rather not run all the agents at a go to reduce the chances of failure? What do you recommend? Let's see that. Okay. All right. It says, I completely agree. Running all agents in a single black box pass is high risk, especially for a 1 week build. If any middle step like extracting or scoring fails, the entire run is wasted. I recommend moving to an asynchronous stateful pipeline. Instead of one long run, we treat each step as a state machine in your database. So the three strategic gates. I've updated the implementation plan to reflect this. We'll use human in the loop gates. Gate one, selection. So after scoring, the system scouts 50 opportunities and scores them. Human step, you review the list and shortlist only the ones you actually want to spend time on. This prevents the system from drafting essays for scholarships you aren't interested in. Gate 2, contest. That's after prep. The system analyzes the essay prompt and identifies what missing from your profile. This needs a story, an example, this needs a story about a community project. The human step, you provide the seed contest, or a quick anecdote. This ensures the draft is deeply personal and reliable. Then gate 3, the final polish. After refinement, the system generates and refines the draft. Then you do the final edits and mark as completed. And it says why this is better reliability. If an agent fails, that's LLM rate limit or schema error, the application stays in its current state in the database. You can just click retry from the UI without starting over. You don't waste tokens or time drafting for scholarships you never apply to. Trust, you see exactly how the sausage is made at each step. Why did you use sausage? There's this multi-gate. Yeah, I agree. So I wonder exactly what it's trying to do. Let's say proceed. Ideally, I'm expecting it to just update the PRD. It's actually starting the real build. Interesting. Okay, so Gemini wants it fast, but that's cool. It is now installing Next.js and the packages that are needed. Let's see how far it goes. I'm excited. This is how building software feels like now. When you sit and watch your agent as it builds. Sit and watch your agent cooking. My agent is cooking. Now installing Prisma, that is the ORM that helps us to interact with our database easily.
I play my game step by step. I go step by step. I grow smart moves, clean wins. Watch me take my role step by step. I rise step by step. I know better every day. That's how winners grow.
Right. We're just waiting for it to cook. We're cooking.
Keep my circle tight. Old doubts left behind. I'm built for the light. I save my energy for what feeds my fire. One good decision takes me higher, higher. I read the room, I read the signs. I choose my lane, I trust my time. No cheap applause, no borrowed flame. I keep my my focus, I play my game. Step by step, I go step by step. I
Cool,
grow
cool, cool, cool.
smart moves, clean wins. Watch me take my
Now
road.
the
Step by
first
step,
phase is done.
I step by step.
I've
I
initialized
grow
the
every
scholarship.
day.
Wait,
That's how
what just
winners
happened?
grow. I
Stop
was
sharing my
not
screen.
there yet. Now I'm closer now. Every lesson hit made me stronger now. If the doors stay hard, I learn the lock. I don't chase luck, I build my stock.
Guys,
Yeah,
what I've
yeah,
built, the next year's foundation, a
yeah.
fresh next year's
Step by
15.
step,
Why
I
15? Should have
grow.
used
Step
the
by
latest.
step, I grow.
Anyway,
Smart
with
moves, clean
TypeScript and a
wins. Watch
custom
me
vanilla
take my road.
CSS,
Step by step,
I
I rise. Step
no
by
way.
step, I
I didn't see
go
that. Why did ChatGPT say
every
it should?
day. That's how winners
Uh,
grow. Step by step,
can we use next year 16 as the latest with Tailwind
step by step.
instead
I know
of vanilla
game of life, I'm
CSS?
here and I move the
So
show.
the thing about having some knowledge when it comes to coding itself is this, where the agent makes a decision for you which might not be the most ideal solution. So if you have some knowledge of it, it's so helpful that you pick on these things and you make your own recommendations, right? Because it's using SJS 15, whilst there is a stable version SJS 16. So I wonder why you would go for 15. And Tailwind, I don't remember the last time I used vanilla CSS. So I'd prefer we use Tailwind so that it's easy to style anything. Stateful database schema, I've implemented a robust schema that supports that. All right. I think that's one of the things that we need to look into the schema. It would be here inside Prisma schema. Okay. So we have the user model, your name, email verified, then image created as updated our sessions account. So these are needed for better out. Yes, better out. Good. Then sessions. Okay. Then accounts. So all these are necessary for better out. Verification. Then here are the scholarship ones. Application status, user profile. Okay. Education, experience, achievement, raw resume test. Then what just happened? Why does this thing keep going off? Share screen. I wonder why it keeps going off. Why do you keep going off? Okay. So the next set. Oh yeah, we're reviewing the scholarship, the title, provider, deadline, source URL, raw test, structured data, scout method data. Okay. Then the actual application. All right, I think that's a good start. I've set up these. I've completed the initial project structure and design system. You can view full here. To move forward with better odds, recent and the AI agents, we need these keys. Better odds. This we can just generate one, or even there are online services that we can use to generate. The recent API key, we need to go to recent and get one. Tavily, this is the one for web search. So we need to get it. And Gemini, we can get it in AI Studio by Google. Okay, so let me just prompt it to do this whilst we try to get the API keys. And mind you, the API keys are sacred keys. We can't just show them on the internet. So I'll show you how, but I would close up my interface when, or I'll hide it when I am adding them. But essentially, you see this .env file. Let me zoom into it. So this wait, where did you go to? What is happening? Oh, it deleted everything. Interesting. So it is reinitiating everything. All right, that's fine. Because we've asked it to rather go for Next.js 16 and Tailwind. All right. All right, let's go to Tavily in the time being. Make sure you have an account on Tavily. I believe I have an account here. Let's try it. Log in with Google. All right, I have an account here, which is good. Then we have, this is the key, so I'll copy it. But to create a new key, where do you go to? So you have pass here to create a new key. All right, you click on that, provide a name, then choose whether you want the development. The development is rate limited to 100 requests per minute, but the production, which is rate limited to 1,000 requests per minute, is pay as you go. So that means you need to have a billing account. But for the purposes of our build, we can have a free Tavily account and set it to development and use that. So now just copy your API key, then go back to where you want to put it. So earlier I was saying there's supposed to be a dot. Let's create it. It's not here, so we'll create one. There's supposed to be a .env. That is the name of the file where you keep all your secret keys, your API keys for that matter. But you shouldn't show the API key. This agent that is writing the code gave you what the keys should be. So these are the keys that you need. So you put them in there, then put the values that you generate inside this. I'm doing this because I'm not going to show you my actual keys when I'm putting them in. But see, we just copy the one from Tavily. So ideally that one will go here and you save that. We'll get the Gemini one. It will also go here. We save that. All right. So most times you want something like this and put it inside what you call env.example. Then paste it in here. So this file, the .git ignore file, is so essential. Before you push in your secret code, make sure that it has been added, the .env has been added, so that it doesn't leak your secret keys to GitHub where you push your code. Okay, we good to go. So now we have this in our example. All right, good. We can proceed. Oh, my screen is not even sharing. What's happening? Interesting. I don't know what is happening. I believe this view is not very stable. Let me change that view. Okay. All right. So this is what I was showing. If you didn't see it, all the variable names that it needed, it originally stated them here. So we just have them then we need to put in their values. And I said that I'm not going to expose that. So I would hide this view, hide this for now, and put in the key that we got, which was from Tavili. From Tavili. Got it? Good. Then now we need better odds. So let me start showing my screen. Then let's go get the better odds secret. So better odds secret is pretty easy. You can just search online, then odds secret generator. Secret generator. Hit enter, hit this, and click generate. Copy that. That's all. Just any of them. It works. Alright. You're just looking for some strange secrets that people will not be able to predict. All right, so I'm going to hide. Oh, this I do not necessarily need to hide it, but I need to hide when I'm clicking my EMV. So pardon me on that, because you already seen the value. But what is really important is I don't want you to see the other values that I'm using, and that is best practice. If you are doing anything, building anything, make sure you never expose your EMV and the values in there to anyone. Okay, now I'll go back to sharing my screen. Then let's go to AI Studio. aistudio.google.com. That's where we can get our API key for building, for the Gemini models. So when you come to AI Studio, down here you see get API key. Click on that and you'll be able to generate a new key if it exists. If no key exists, but if you want the existing one, you can click on this to generate a copy the existing key. So here I click on that to copy the existing. Wait, this thing. I don't know what is happening today. Why does my screen sharing keep stopping every single time? I really have no idea what's happening. But what I did was come to aistudio.google.com, then click get API key at the bottom left corner. Then if you don't have any of them, just create API key. If you have one that you want to use, just copy that. And that is how you get your Gemini API key. I'm going to go into a code base, but I need to hide this so that I put it in my EMV. All right. For the recent, now, oof, yeah, I thought I'd expose it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so for recent, maybe we hold on a bit, but let's see what we have currently. We can open a terminal, go to up here, you see terminal, then new terminal. You open a new terminal, and we want to, okay, that's installed the packages, but ideally you would want to ensure that all the packages have been installed. So pmpn or npn. If you don't have either of them installed, then you have to go and install it from scratch. So if you want to use npm, for instance, you need node installed on your computer. If you don't have it, you'd have to search for Node.js and find how to install it. Why does this keep going up? I'm so confused right now. This is the first time this is happening, and it's frustrating. Okay, so wow, what is happening? Let me choose this view. Is it from my computer? I'm not sure what's happening. Okay, so pnpm install, just to install all the packages. Then we would run pnpm dev. pnpm dev to start our server. All right, our server has been started. Let's see. Oh, it's opened in a different place and there is an error. Good. Starting on the note of an error. So this is what it looks like. If you're getting any such error, you can always copy it. Click on the copy button here, and now I know my computer is misbehaving. Put it in here for the agent, and hopefully it fixes whatever the issue is. Oh, okay. So we would also need a database URL. What is happening? What is happening today? Why is my screen sharing going off every share screen? This is frustrating. Okay, so it's doing some more installations, but we need a database. I totally forgot about that. So because we are using PostgreSQL, I'd usually go to NeonDB. Oh yeah, so this is what it looks like now. Your personal scholarship agent. The color code. Oh goodness, this is so AI-ish. Like the default color recommendation that AI would always recommend. I don't know if in a training data these colors were more. That's why they always go for it. But let's find our database neon.tech or neon.com. Log in. If you don't have an account yet, create an account, then create a new project. We call this scholarship co-pilot. Okay, then create this. All right, good. Connection string, we just need to copy this, snippet, and we're done. So once you create a project, create connection string, click on connection string and copy snippets down here. That is all. You put that in your env as the database underscore URL value. Okay, this would have been like that. And let's see. Okay. I was about to say I will not show my database, but I see it is even gone. So let me go ahead and paste it inside the env. Now we have it in the env. Oh, okay. That's env. I've added a placeholder. All right. I was trying to confirm something. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. So can go back to sharing my screen. Okay. Since I've added a placeholder database this to to connect to your actual database, please update this. The dev server should now run smoothly. All right. Yep. Okay. So where is this? Is it? There was a website. Brand colors. Forgotten the yeah, I think it was this. Yeah. Yep. So I love this website because you can easily copy an existing brand, their color theme, and use it. So just focus on the one that you like and let's choose one of them. For this particular product, I'm leaning more into this. Okay, so I'd say here's our color palette. Here is our color palette. We have this, then go back, copy the next one. The next one is this, comma, go back again. The next one is this. Then let's go back for the last one. The last one is this. Add it to our docs and implement it. Then proceed with the rest. Okay, so let's see what it comes up with. So if you're ever looking for brand colors inspiration, you can go to that website and find existing brands. You can definitely do a combination of multiple companies' brands to come up with a very cool one. But the generic color suggestion by AI is almost always cringe at this point. That is what everyone is using. And everybody will know that you're just building AI slop. Go. We cooking. Let him cook. Sit and cook.
Keep my circle tight. Old doubts left behind. I'm built.
Having to the screen.
Started with a little, now I move with purpose. Empty pocket mornings, turn to tables, turn to service. Had to learn the hard way. Every scar was coaching me. Now I read the room fast and I let my work speak for me. Small ones add up, brick by brick. I kept my head up, stayed on my grip. One door closed, next one open. I've been sowing now, I'm reaping golden. Step by step, I'm building it high. Step by step, I'm touching the sky. Money come, money stay, I don't chase it, I attract my way. Step by step, I'm winning today. I know what I'm worth now, so I price my peace right. No more moving reckless.
Okay, let's see what we have now.
Invest in a vision. Put my heart where the plan is.
Let's see what
Now the
we
sea
have.
turn
What
forest.
do
Then
we
my
have?
name on the grand list. Small
Ooh,
head up, brick by brick. I kept my head up, stayed
so
on my grip. One door closed, next one open.
yeah. Even though it's using the brand colors I gave it, I don't like the idea of using gradients somehow. Like, still cringe. Don't use gradients. Just then stop sharing again. Goodness. Don't use gradients, especially with tests. Let's design it as if it was being designed by engineers at Apple, so that it uses the Apple design system. Hopefully, let's see what it comes up with. Otherwise, the other thing that works is to find an existing solution that is really on point in terms of what you want, and letting it follow that design principle. But let's see what it comes up with. I'm curious what it thought was. I've been analyzing the user's request, and oh, I really don't like this thing going off every little second. Okay. Says it's clear that gradients are a no-go and the Apple aesthetic is a target. I'm focusing on minimalism, clean lines, high contrast, typography. Okay. So stop the server, start a new server. Then okay, so there are some errors from what it has done. Let's just copy those errors back to it. You deal with that. Okay. And I can see some error in this page as well. So these are TypeScript errors. All right, now the server is running. Let's see. Go to it. Okay. Not too bad. I mean, we can get started from here. Your personal scholarship agents discover, evaluate, and draft high quality scholarship application in minutes, built for ambitious students who want to win more with less effort. Get started. How it works. Okay. Anyway, we are not going to sweat the landing page, so we can proceed, and let's get started. At least the next thing we want to do is to make sure that this code is pushed to GitHub, so that we have a record of our code online, but also so that we can easily host our solution. So I'd go to GitHub and create a new repository. Go to GitHub, and if you don't understand GitHub and get how they work, it is good to know. Really important if you ever want to build software. It's good to know. I think I have like really good tutorials on it on YouTube. You can check that out. Say you go to YouTube and type Git and GitHub with my name Ehonia, you'd find that tutorial. Anyway, scholarship co-pilot. Let's call it this scholarship co-pilot. Okay. User Ehonia Obed. Let's make it public. Yeah, public. That is totally fine. The line says maybe we use MIT. Yeah, use MIT. Creates. All right, cool. So now, usually you can just copy, count to code, copy. It's very tricky. Like to be able to actually do this, you need some knowledge of GitHub, because if you're using the HTTPS, you need what we call a personal access token to be able to use it. If you want to use the SSH, there are some configuration that you need to do on your computer to connect it to GitHub. So definitely something that you may want to do, especially the SSH. It would be a one-time thing that you do and you connect your computer to GitHub. Mine is already connected, so I can copy that and pass to our agents. And I'd say commit and push to GitHub. Then pass that SSH URL that I copied for it. But I see a lot of things are broken, so we would want we'd want to let it fix all these issues. All right. As soon as it is done pushing, if we went back to GitHub and refreshed, now we see all the code that we're working with right here in GitHub. So we can easily get this deployed. Maybe we'll do the deployment tomorrow. But for now, let's fix all the errors. I'll click here. When you come to problems tab, click on it, copy, pass it to it. Then let it solve that problem. Screen sharing problem again. Okay, that is fixed. Then we go ahead and fix this too. All right. So, in as much as AI has made it easy, in fact, all these things that I'm doing because I have some knowledge of them, if I had no knowledge of them, I'd just ask it. So, what do I do from here? What do I do from here? What do I do? Give me the step by step guide. So, even if you don't have any knowledge of it, you can use the AI to learn. Like, okay, this is what I have done. Guide me. What should I do now? What should I do now? Then it would assist you to learn. If you want to go, have to go learn all the skills before you start building anything, trust me, it will take you years and you may end up not doing anything at all. So definitely worth giving it a try by building, like experience it by building. All right, let's go back to our terminal. Then start the server again. All right, our server is up now. I would say, okay, before we go, it should, based on our North Star and plan and what we have already done, can you create an implementation plan with detailed tasks in a markdown file in the docs directory, which we will follow to build the product and update as we progress. So that becomes essential because if we're going to continue later, we might not have the same chat or conversation that we're having. So we'll lose the context of everything that it has done. So it is always great to have the implementation plan and have a list of tasks to be completed so that if we came back tomorrow, we'll be able to check and see where we got to yesterday, where we continue from. Always very important. The other thing that I found to be helpful when you are chatting with the AI agent is if you're not sure whether you're going to have access to that conversation or you need to start a new conversation, you can always ask the agent to give you a handover note. So you prompt it to give you a handover note that you would use to start a new conversation. That works pretty well too. Okay, so I think at this point we have something. At least we've made good progress. It doesn't have much yet, but oh, so it's already implemented. Let's confirm that. Mm, let's confirm this. Confirm that. Undefined. Which one is undefined? Let's go. Oh, Prisma. So we need to make sure that we've run the Prisma command. You can prompt it to do it for you, but let me use db push to do that. Nps Prisma db push. In production, you usually don't want to use db push, but for the purpose of what we are doing, it's totally fine. All right, then nps Prisma generate. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool. All right, so now let's try again. Let's try again. What I'm worried about is the email implementation. No, no, no. Refresh this. Let's see. All right, this is a hydration error, not alarming. Let's see. Obed Honia. Then let's try this. Sign up. Still says undefined. Let's go look for undefined. I want to believe that's the recent. Keep saying undefined. Okay, so let's just copy this for a guy. And usually what I wanted to do is for dev environment, let's not send an actual email. We can log the email and its content in the console if needed. So the reason I'm saying that is ideally you need to have hooked up your API key for recent so that it sends the email. But if you don't want to do that, at least when you are just building and testing, because when you send recent also has limits in terms of the emails that you can send in a month. So when you are developing, you usually do not want to waste that credit. If you get to a point where you want to actually test the emails going out, then you can turn off that console log that we are adding. So basically adding that so that whatever email is supposed to actually send, it would paste it down here for me. Okay, so let's restart everything. Play that, start again. Server started. Now we can go back here, close, refresh this page, try again. Obed Ehonia. Why is my screen stop sharing again? Okay, Obed Ehonia. Then we add an email, then a password for testing purposes. Let's see, let's see. Oh, still saying undefined. What is happening? What is happening? You got to fix this thing once and for all. Give it to it, fix it once and for all. Sometimes I just prompted that, oh, you're spending so much time. Focus on fixing the issue once and for all. Because the agents can make assumptions. As soon as it sees the error, it makes an assumption that, oh, I know what this is. Then it goes on to fix and probably it's the wrong fix because it hasn't gotten time to think through it well. Okay, so it says reverted Prisma outputs uh, indicates that your .NET cache became corrupted, likely due to previous module loading. All right. Let's see if indeed it's actually solved the problem or not. I doubt it has solved the problem, but let's hope so. Run the Prisma DB push. I hope it's already in sync. It's already in sync. Okay, so generates client. Then let's try again. Please try again. The number you're calling is out of reach. Please try again later. Okay, let's try that. And password. You got to work. Oh no. So now this guy be playing with us. Ooh. Okay, so let's see. Quel est ton problème? Prisma client needs to be constructed with a non-empty valid Prisma client option. Okay. So let's see the initiation. Some of these things, if you know it, you can always go in and figure it out. But if you don't know it, it's always helpful to, if you can, find the agents, I mean the documents that is needed for that. So now it's battling with Prisma. If you went online and looked for Prisma docs, that would be helpful. I, however, let me confirm if it has access to chat. Let's see. I copy this and add to chat. We are still having the same issues. So I doubt this is about cache. Can you confirm with the API docs so you could use chop? I hope so. I hope it has access to it. All right, good. So it's using chop. So chop is basically a new open source solution that sort of gives updated API documentations for the AI agents so they get the most up to date documentation. All right, so let's see if it's able to use that to find a better solution. And if it, even, I mean, some of these things are somewhat technical, but it's contest, what's it? Contest Hub by Andrew Eng. Yeah, so this is it, Contest Hub. So if you want to install this, you can basically come here. In fact, that's what I did. Come here. You don't need to necessarily understand everything here, but you can copy this README and give it to your agents. And your AI agents, based on this README, will do the installation for you. And you can always tell it to use Chop to get the right documentation. But I hope that would be helpful to it. Otherwise, what it meant I would have done would be for me to actually go to the internet and go and search for the docs for Prisma for Nest.js and provide it to it. Oh, I think this guy is lying. This guy is just lying outright right now. He says the root cause the env was small font, which caused this. Had Gemini and a placeholder database URL concat. Oh, okay. So I didn't pay attention. Let me hide it and confirm that what he's saying is true or not. If it was, Oh, that is true. So it's mistakenly, wait, it mistakenly, oh goodness, it has actually overwritten my database value. I mean, my EMV values. Hold on. I am not yet showing my screen, but let me try and undo to see. Oh, no, 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 no. All the values that I put in there, it has actually overridden all of them with the dummy ones. How can you do that to me? So I'm just going to find all my EMV values quickly before I share my screen.
I've been sowing now, I'm reaping golden. Step by step, I'm building it high. Step by step, I'm touching the sky. Money come, money stay, I don't change. I attract my way. Step by step, I'm winning today. If it took time, then it was mine. If I fell down, I got back fine. Now I smile wide with my hands full. From the ground up, that's how I rule. Step by step, I'm building it high. Step by step, I'm touching the sky. Money come, money stay, I don't chase. I attract my way. Step by step, I'm winning today.
Okay, so I've added my EMV files. Now we can proceed. I needed to fix this issue, whatever this issue is. Do your job. Hopefully, once this is fixed, we would be done. Still not fixed, my brother. My brother, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's not fixed. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, now it's fixed. Now it's fixed. Well done. Now it's fixed. And we can see that this is working. Right. So let's go back to running this. Refresh. And hopefully this time around we are able to successfully log in. Or I mean create an account. Create an account. Still undefined. Oh my goodness. What the heck is wrong? This is possibly from cash, I want to believe. Should I want me to finish today? Oh my goodness. This is definitely from cash because we don't have that construct here. So what exactly are you talking about? Let me see the change it's making. This guy is even confused right now. It's confused. It's now going to check chop. Check chop. Check chop. Chop search Prisma 7. Says, okay, I've got it. You've got what? What have you got? Show us what you got. That is one of the interesting features that Gemini has. It is trying to debug the issue by itself. So you see, I am not doing anything. Oh, you can't see my screen. Oh, no, 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 no. I love anti-gravity. Gemini is so good. So now, Gemini is autonomously searching on the internet for help. Then it needs my input. So I'm here opening URL in browser. Let me allow. Then let's go back to see what it was doing. What it was doing. It is going to Prisma to look for the Prisma documentation. Oh my goodness. I'm not typing anything, guys. I'm not the one typing. The AI is typing on my behalf. And I can see that my computer is frozen. Don't even know if my audio is working or not. Why is my computer frozen? Let me confirm. My camera is frozen. That is true. So my audio is working, but then my feed, my video inputs is not working. All right, but yeah, I am not touching anything. All that you're seeing on the screen right now is Gemini anti-gravity moving around, trying to understand what the problem is, reading documentation. This is what we used to do as developers. If you were struggling with anything, you would have to go through the documentation and see how exactly to implement the thing from the documentation. But this is where we are in 2026. I can't imagine where we will be some few years from now. No. But it's amazing. Amazing. So let's see what it comes up with. I just want to be patient for it to try figure something out. Figure something out.
Started with a little, now I move with purpose. Empty pocket mornings, turn to tables, turn to service. Had to learn the hard way.
Oh, it's on Stack Overflow
Every
now.
star was
Interesting.
coaching me. Now I read the room fast and I let my work speak for me. Small ones add up, brick by brick. I kept my head up, stayed on my grip. One door closed, next one open. I've been sowing now, I'm reaping golden. Step by step, I'm building it high. Step by step, I'm touching the sky. Money come, money stay, I don't chase it, I attract my way. Step by step, I'm winning today. I know what I'm worth now, so I price my peace right. No more moving reckless, I protect my sleep at night. Invest in a vision, put my heart where the plan is. Now the sea turned forest and my name on the grand list. Small ones add up, brick by brick. I kept my head up, stayed on my grip. One door closed, next one open. I've been sowing now, I'm reaping golden. Step by step, I'm building it high. Step by step, I'm touching the sky. Money come, money stay, I don't change, I attract my way. Step by step, I'm winning today.
One funny thing is that an AI is looking for an answer on what another AI has provided, and they are all Gemini models. Interesting. Oh my goodness.
Then it was mine. If I fell down, I got back fine. Now I smile wide with my hands full. From the ground up, that's how I rule. Step by step, I'm building it high. Step by step, I'm touching the sky. Money come, money stay, I don't chase, I attract my way. Step by
We go
step,
back,
I'm
see
winning
what
today.
else got in. Oh, it's waiting for me. Not adding the Postgres adapter. What was it finding? Ooh. Come on. No. No, no, no.
Started with a little,
Ooh.
now I move with purpose. Empty
Let
pocket
me play the
mornings
other
turn
one.
to tables.
Next one. Next one.
Hey, whoa,
Ooh.
uh. Started with a little, now I move with purpose. Empty pocket mornings turn to tables, turn to service. Had to learn the hard way. Every scar
Ooh.
was coaching me. Now I read the room fast and I let my work speak for me. Small wins add up. Brick by brick, I kept my head up. Stayed on my grip. One door closed, next one open. I've been so in
Ooh.
out.
All right. Let's see if this solved the problem. After the agents went on to do its own debugging. That was so cool to see. So cool to see. Like, as a software engineer, it makes me feel so happy because oh my goodness, number of hours we spend on debugging stuff. And if your agents cannot see what is on the internet, you have to be the eye for your agents. But now, my agents on its own went onto the internet to find things for itself so that I can sit and be dancing to my music while I watch it. Good. I love 2026. The best year to be in. Alright, so now we're able to create an account. Create an account and it works. There's no place to log out. Agents, why will you do that? There's no place to log out. Alright, so let's add a bit, then we can wrap up for today. Uh, we are able to sign up now, but we need a way to log out. So let's finish everything relating to authentication. So let's handle sign up, sign in, log out, reset password, all of those stuff. Get those done. Then seeing that we've not added the base year or EMV. All right, yeah, this year. Oh, I will put it in there, but let me put it here for now. Run this better up. Hmm. All right, commit. Let's confirm. This is a dashboard. Okay, so now we can see dashboard, profile, then log out. Let's build your academic identity. Paste your resume or summary of your achievement below. Our AI will use this as the absolute source of truth. Interesting. Thought we were going to create fields. Anyway, tomorrow we'll continue from there. But let's confirm this logs us out. Then are we able to log in with our email address and password? Moment of truth. Come. It works. So now we are ready to go to the next step. But we are going to pause here and continue tomorrow. This is day 2 of this build. Yesterday was just coming up with the idea, and today we went from having an idea to having the basic solution that we're building, like the basic thing ready. And the basic thing is just our website with the authentication, log in, sign up, log out. That has been done. Usually, this is one thing that a lot of people battle with. So it is good to have it out of the way. Then tomorrow we can focus on the actual functionality and building the AI agent that does the work for us. I'm super, super excited. And unfortunately, we've gone past our time today. Instead of 1 hour, we've so far done 1 hour 35 minutes. So we'll wrap up the stream today, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. But before you go, let's play our step by step music. Step by step, making it step by step.
I used to rush the road, now I move with grace. Little by little, I found my pace. New mind, clean steps, sharp eyes on the prize.
All
I learn from
right.
the fall, then I rise, then
Have
I
a good
rise.
day, good evening,
I
good
read the book,
afternoon,
I
depending
read
on
the
your time
signs. I
zone.
choose my lane, I trust my time. I chase no
Retiring
applause, no
from
bonus
the
fame.
stream
I
today
keep my focus, I play my
and looking forward to
game. Step
continuing
by
our
step,
build
I
tomorrow.
go. Step by step, I grow. Small
Step by
moves,
step.
clean
Cool.
wins. Watch me take my role. Step by step,
All
I
right. Thank
rise.
you
Step
all
by
and
step,
see
I
you tomorrow. God
know.
willing.
Better
Bye.
every